This job market is trash, and I'll tell you why. Because I had a final round interview for an entry-level job last week. Entry-level, mind you, I am 32 years old. My last role, title I had was senior operations analyst. This role I applied for was an operations coordinator. So literally at bottom of the totem pole, a girl who did my peer interview, low-key, I think she was 23, 24 years old. So that's the kind of jobs I'm applying to now because I keep getting feedback that I don't have enough experience. So what I do, I apply to the lowest level out there, make it all the way to the final round, thought it was a really good fit. I am more than qualified for this job. I'd be such a great addition to this team. What do I get? Rejected. Don't worry though, I did not get my hopes up last time, so I am just whatever, but I would appreciate some feedback or clarification why I got rejected. I made it all the way to the final round, and no, I just get a blanketed email from the recruiter. I respond asking for feedback. Do I get a response? No. It's now been 3 days. No response. Now they're ghosting me, and I'm just
At this point, I think I'm just gonna sell feet pics online for money because the job market right now is shit! I'm currently looking for a job and I don't have that much experience, so I'm just looking for an entry-level position, okay? Nothing too crazy. I'm looking at these entry-level positions. Let me know why one of them said 8 fucking years of experience. 8 years? You see, I'm no mathematician, but I graduated from college 2 years ago, and the last time I checked, college was 4 years? So 4 plus 2 is 6, right? So the extra 2 years would have meant that I would have been in high school. 8 years of industrial experience? Girl, I was still busy learning what the nucleus of a cell was. You mean 8 years of industrial experience? No. Wait, but hold on. There's more. The tomfoolery doesn't end here. Nope. All of a sudden, all companies want to release ghost jobs where they just leave the position, but they never intend to fill it. So it's basically just rotting up there on the job board for 6-7 months, and people are applying, getting their hopes up, and trying to get a new job, but clearly that job isn't meant to be filled. So why is it still there? You're wasting my time! I want a job and I want it now! I'm literally gonna pull a Katie Fang and start crying because of work. But the difference between me and her is that she actually has a job. Meanwhile, I don't. Oh my god. Wait, that makes it worse. Wait. Oh my god.
So it's literally come to this. I'm holding a stack of resumes and I've been going to restaurants and stuff for the past few days asking if they're hiring or anything. I moved to New York City a number of months ago and I got laid off from my corporate job literally a week after signing a lease. I wouldn't say I'm embarrassed or ashamed by any means. I don't think I'm above service jobs at all. This just is not what I was expecting. This definitely was not part of the New York City fantasy. Heck, it wasn't even part of the adulthood fantasy, if I'm being real. You were supposed to go to college and get a degree and it's all supposed to work out, right? Wrong. I have 3 degrees, 2 bachelors, 1 in math, another in economics. I got my master's last year in marketing and I worked as an analyst, as a lead analyst, and this is where I'm at. I'm trying to remain as hopeful as I can, but to be honest, I'm pretty worried, a little bit scared. I've been, pretty emotional, understandably. I just don't know what's gonna happen. I'm trying to look at this as a rite of passage, kind of a admissions test into New York City, if you will. Really see if I'm up for it. So I'm gonna keep pushing, keep doing the dang thing, and hopefully things turn out for the better. If I'm being real, I really just want to find my footing on social media or something, but I need to get real. I need to make money, and that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna, keep pushing, keep trying, just, really hope that things work out for the better sooner rather than later, because this really sucks. This job market is beyond demoralizing, and I just really hope that things shift and, get better. Please.
12 million people are looking for jobs every single month. 1 out of 5 people that were looking for jobs last year are still looking, and the average job search is now taking longer than 6 months. Those are the official numbers. So A, you're not alone. B, there are a lot of people in the trenches with you. C, can we find a way to get you out? Okay. Number one, you have to follow up on every single application. I talk about this all the time because over 75% of resumes never make it past the ATS. The ATS is the applicant tracking system. I jokingly call it the black hole because that's what it is. But essentially, your resume goes there to die. So if you don't flag it and let someone know that you applied for the role, they're never going to know that you even exist. So go on LinkedIn, find the job poster. If you can't find the job poster, search for someone that's a recruiter, works in talent acquisition, or is a sourcer. Those are the most popular titles. You can also find someone on the designated team that you want to apply to. So if you want to apply for a product job, you need to find people on the product team, okay? The second thing is you're probably still applying for jobs nights and weekends when you have free time, but that's not when people are looking. You can prep your application the night before, but make sure you send that thing first thing in the morning, okay? That is when people are checking their inboxes, and you're going to increase the likelihood that your application actually gets seen. This goes without saying, but you need to be looking for referrals at all costs. This is also why you want to follow up on every single thing, because you're expanding your network as you are working through this process. The only other thing that I would say is please don't lose hope. I know everyone's job search is taking a lot longer than it was, let's say, 5 or 6 years ago, because that's where we are right now. So look into gigs. You know, if you have to do something short term, a contract, consulting, freelancing, whatever, just to make ends meet, that is totally fine. You will find something again. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Can someone tell me why applying to jobs is so discouraging? I don't even know what to do with myself at this point besides wait to get my Pilates certification and start teaching in July, because I feel like none of these jobs are real. I feel like they're all just fake jobs, and I'm really getting sick of it. So recruiters don't respond. Hiring managers don't respond. I can only tweak my resume and redo it and tailor it to jobs so many times. And I think, I don't know, I think I might be done with corporate America. I think I'm going to have to hustle another way. And like, I know there's jobs out there because I see people on LinkedIn starting new jobs. They got to be somewhere, right? Who are these hiring managers? How are you getting these jobs? If you have tips, please, I'm open, because I have a lot of experience and I've been in the corporate world for a long time and I haven't even gotten one interview. I worked in New York City for nearly a decade. It's been 6 months since I lost my job, so it's not like it's only been a month. It's been a long ass time. Anyway, I know I'm not alone here. I know a lot of people are also going through this, so any advice that you found helpful to at least land you an interview, I would love to hear. I would love to know.
I've been unemployed for the better part of 8 weeks, and I have been actively searching this entire time. It has been an incredibly frustrating experience. Now, granted, I have been looking for a lot less time, and my circumstances are a lot less dire than many other people, but it is still so frustrating to continually put your time and effort into convincing companies that you have the skills, the experience, the wherewithal, the team playerness, the attitude to do a good job, and them to still pass on you because your experience does not align 100% with what they want you to do. As someone who has always worked and who has always been a high performer, I have found it profoundly destabilizing to be in this position. It's starting to make me question whether I can perform at a job, which is absurd because I know I always have, but it's just been profoundly weird to navigate. And all this is to say that if you are looking for a job, it's not you, it's them. It's them.
The job market is actually going to make me crash out because I graduated last year. Okay, I graduated with a degree in marketing and a degree in management. I did 2 majors, and I was promised a job. I was promised if you joined student orgs, recruiters would love that. Bet. I joined 4. I was promised if you go above and beyond in your education, recruiters would love that. Bet. I went to Europe twice to study abroad. I was promised if I was involved in school, for example, like me being a TA, I was that in school too, I'll get a job. I was promised a whole bunch of things. I did everything right. I did everything. I had internships too. I had about 3 internships, 4 if you include my teacher assistant role, and I was promised to get a job. And unfortunately, it's been a year of job hunting. I've been rejected by over 200 companies. So what do you do in that situation? What do you do when you're promised all of these things, but none of those things happen? You've basically been lied to. My goal was to work corporate for 2 years, pay off my student loans, live at home, but unfortunately that's not the case. Unfortunately, I'm living at home still, and instead of paying off my student loans, it's accumulating debt as we speak. And it's like, what do you do? What do you do? Like, you're saying like Gen Z doesn't want to work. All these people are saying like, oh, Gen Z doesn't want to work. Dude, we want to work. You just think we're underqualified. You're saying entry-level role, but wanting 5 years of experience, wanting a master's degree, wanting 50 different certifications. What? And then you also say entry-level role, but then that role consists of you doing 5 different jobs, 5 different separate jobs for that role. It's like, dude, what do you do in that situation? Because like, honestly, it's just annoying, and it's making me thinking about just doing a career change. I mean, I am about to do my master's very, very soon and doing it in a different area of business because like, I just don't know. I don't know what to do. If it sounds like you, like you're not alone, and it really puts you in a position of like, wow, I really thought that I was going to be secure after college, after doing everything right. But unfortunately, when you do everything right, you still don't get nothing. Doesn't make sense. I don't know. F this, bro. F this, for real.
3,000. That's the number of jobs I've applied to as of today. 3,000 jobs. During the course of the year and a half that I've been out of work after a injury that happened on the job, trying to find another job has been so difficult. Now, mind you, I have 25 years experience as a sales manager, 29 years as an event manager. I'm well overqualified for any job I apply to, but yet, for some reason, over the course of me applying to 3,000 jobs, I've only had 9 interviews, and I've had maybe 15 callbacks, and all the other ones are fake. These days, you have to actually look at the actual website versus Indeed or LinkedIn, but both of those sites are basically worthless. They're now becoming social media sites where it's more about popularity versus an actual job. So, I'm just putting it out there. Tomorrow is my birthday. It would be really nice if I could find work. So I'm putting that out there to the gods above. There's only so much resources that I can use before I run out of money. And frankly, the market is that bad. Is anybody else having that problem? I'd love to hear your story. I don't know if you've applied to 3,000 jobs. Have a nice day.
I've actually had quite a few people ask me how my job search has been going. If you are unaware, I was laid off from my full-time job exactly a month ago, and I posted a video about it. It went viral and whatever, but I've had people ask me how my job search is going. If you couldn't tell by how puffy my eyes are, it's not going well. I feel like today is like the first time in the last month that I like actually had like a full-fledged breakdown just about the job market and things like that. It's really hard when like you go through an interview process somewhere and you are really hopeful about a job and then you don't get the job. And the job market is so tough because jobs want like 3 to 4 years of experience, and most people like don't have that. Like, I've just kind of come to the realization I have so much shit coming up this year between weddings, trips, my wedding, my honeymoon. Our lease is up in June, and I hate crying on the internet, but it's just all very, very overwhelming, and it's really hard to even like have your application be seen by most companies. Like I just feel like when you apply on LinkedIn, your application is literally viewed by like AI, not a real person, so you're not getting through to someone. I've also just seen so many videos like on my For You page this week and like just over the past month actually of just people being laid off, and some of the comments are just like so mean on those videos. And even my video, like I got so much like hate on my videos. I haven't talked about being laid off since those videos just because I was tired of like receiving negative comments about it. But at the end of the day, like when you're laid off, like your income is literally taken from you without notice for something that like you didn't do. Like it's not like you got fired for something. I am so mentally just exhausted.